In a grim, not-so-distant future, Earth is falling apart, its environment collapsing under human neglect. In a desperate move, the United Nations calls for a drastic solution. Each country must reduce its population by 20% within a year. The borders slam shut, and governments begin offering money to families whose loved ones volunteer for euthanasia. Life becomes survival. Citizens can only go out with UV-proof umbrellas. Drinking water is rationed and delivered by the docks, Department of Citizens Strategy. Their agents, covered in protective suits, show up like ghosts to retrieve the dead. Posters and digital ads flood city walls, calling the reduction an opportunity. But not everyone is buying it. Two movers mock the campaign, chucking coffee at a billboard before heading to an upscale home to deliver a piano. That home belongs to Charles, a retired TV news anchor. His son Jared, an anthropologist now working with the government, voices support for the plan, even saying minors should be allowed to volunteer. He brings up his own 10-year-old son, prompting the movers to call him out. Even Charles sides with them, clearly disappointed in Jared. Later, Charles pours his liquor down the drain while his wife Dawn, once a star chef, fumbles with cooking, on the verge of breaking down. The TV blares updates about York Therapeutics, on trial over a scandal that has put Charles's daughter Rachel, the company's CEO, right in the hot seat. When Jared gets home, his ex-wife phones in rage. His TV appearance made it sound like he'd sacrificed their son. The kid's been crying all day. Jared blames the editing and tries to explain, but she hangs up. At the house, things keep spiraling. Rachel shows up with her daughter Mia, irritating Charles, who wanted only adults for dinner. But Rachel won't leave. She threatens to walk out if Mia isn't welcome. Meanwhile, Charles's adopted son Noah is outside having a panic attack. His girlfriend Grace talks him through it over the phone. He eventually gets picked up by his sister Ashley, who listens as he shares that he met Grace at an addicts meeting, and she's been his rock ever since. Inside, the family gathers. Charles shocks everyone. He and Dawn have volunteered for euthanasia. Rachel's furious. She would have left Mia home if she knew. Jared doesn't get it. Charles is wealthy, so money isn't a factor. But Charles explains, years of watching disasters unfold from the news desk left him disillusioned. He regrets bringing 4 kids into a crumbling world and wants to spare them the draft. Jared argues that only one family member can be drafted, and Charles could take their place. But Charles won't budge. Dawn agrees with him. As public figures, they believe they're setting an example. The conversation explodes. Ollie accuses Charles of caring more about image than his kids. Noah slams his cane on the table. When Dawn scolds him, he storms out. Outside, protesters demand transparency from docks, which acts more like a military unit than a public service. A commercial glorifies volunteers as heroes. Back inside, Noah insists the numbers are faked, that docks already hit the 20% goal and is targeting specific groups. The poor. The undocumented. Jared dismisses it as conspiracy, but Charles reminds him that Jared defends the same system that denied climate change. He also points out how anti-Asian rhetoric led to Dawn's restaurant being burned down. Jared retaliates by bringing up Noah's past addiction. Ashley defends Noah, who reveals Grace is clean and shows Charles a photo. Surprisingly, Charles warms up to Grace. Meanwhile, Mia stumbles on cruel memes mocking her mom online. Charles steps into the kitchen but returns with a note, "Dawn's gone. She backed out." At the worst time too, because Doc's agents are already at the door. Agent Bob arrives. Charles tries to reschedule, but backing out now means jail time and public disgrace. To protect his family and legacy, Charles chooses to go through with it. The kids gather as Bob injects Charles. First an anesthetic, then the final dose. As Charles's body is taken away, Bob drops the bomb. He still needs a second body. Tension skyrockets. Bob says Mia's safe. Minors don't bring in money. But Grace isn't. She's just a civilian. Noah defends Mia and is quickly knocked out. Mia is hauled to the bus for her safety. Inside, Bob reveals damning secrets, gathered from their emails and search history. Jared's being cheated on. His kid doesn't want him. Rachel's company wants to fire her. She even has criminal ties. When Bob starts reading more, Rachel punches him. The family splinters. Everyone reads their own profile. Jared wants Noah to volunteer. He's the adopted one, a past addict, and caused a woman's death. Ashley defends him, but Rachel agrees with Jared. They fight. Noah begs them to stop and tells them he came to make peace, not die. Rachel tries negotiating with Bob. Can any body work? Bob says yes, he just needs one more. On the bus, Mia destroys Bob's cards. Bob mocks her and her mother. She hides in the bathroom to cry. News comes in, Dawn has been found. But instead of bringing her, Bob orders her sent straight to HQ. When Mia tries to see her, Bob keeps her locked in. Meanwhile, Noah is patching himself up from a stab wound. He builds makeshift armor with kitchen items, breaks a piano stool for a weapon, and gears up for war. Ashley pretends to switch sides and leads Noah into a trap. He gets stabbed and tied up. But when the siblings hear Grace honking outside, they panic. She's recording everything. Agents shoot her dead. Bob smugly says Grace doesn't count. He needs a second family member. The trio returns inside ready to kill Noah, but he's gone. Lights go out. One by one, he takes them down: Rachel, Jared, Ashley. Then, surprisingly, Noah doesn't kill them. Instead, he proposes a new plan: take down Bob. They fake Ashley's death. When Bob and another agent enter, Ashley stabs one. The siblings jump into action, grabbing hidden weapons and taking Bob hostage. They bluff their way through as guards enter. But Bob plays his last card. If they kill him, their families suffer. The siblings present a corpse in a blanket, claiming it's Ashley. In truth, it's an agent they botched during a fake euthanasia. Bob panics. He offers them a deal: anything to survive. The next we see, Noah is playing the piano at his own concert. His family watches on TV. Even Dawn is there. Bob appears in a propaganda ad, spinning lies. Ashley and Grace died as volunteers. The system remains untouched. But the truth? The family fought back. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want more intense stories like this. Thanks for watching.